chaperone is rather sentimental, but she's good at her work, a sincere performance of never having walked through the fire. Dwell in the fields, shine brightly in the darkness, the shades and gloom showered in light, beneath the hollow earth, the end of mortal life, free from further wandering. The chaperone's kindergarten teacher, Sister Catherine, takes the kindergartners on a tour of her convent. She shows the kindergartners her room. She says, "This is where I sleep and wake up. This is where I pray. This is my bed. This is my bedside table. This is my window, and this is my Bible." In second grade, the chaperone receives her first communion. In the year of my first communion, I was obsessed with St. Cecilia, a martyr and the patron of music. I would later learn that her death was an act of sexual violence. In the year of my first communion, my class put on the play, I Am the Virgin Mary. My teacher, Sister Anne Margaret, instructs me to wear blue and bring sandals. The only sandals I have are hot pink jello shoes. It is 1991. I put them on over my white socks and find Jesus in the temple. Sister Anne Margaret leads us in prayer for Father Coughlin, who built the church with limestone, unable to be burned out. Yonder comes Father Coughlin, wearing the silver chain, gas on the stomach, and Hitler on the brain. The chaperone picks the flowers from the hands of the field. The chaperone grasps at the hands as she is carried away by the earth, withdrawing her harvest. The chaperone is carried away by the earth to the recent past. The chaperone hikes through the redwoods to get to the hills of grain. The dead arrive. She feels powerful. She understands something. She knows what to say. It is not complicated by comfort or compassion. The chaperone tells a story of the beast. The chaperone opens the consignment shop. She color coordinates the racks. She dusts the shelving. She merchandises the products. She responds to the emails. She engages with customers. She takes out the recycling. She counts the money, and she answers the phone. She texts her boss at the end of the day. She straightens the shoes. She puts the computers to sleep. When the law does not provide for you, well, then you go to the witch. The breeze from the open window, the sunlight shaped by the blinds, the broken blind rests against the wall. Outside there is dog poop, blooming roses, hummingbirds, scenic drives, canyons, crosswalks, Oscar Grant Plaza, avocado trees, broken glass. Inside there is private karaoke rooms, tunnel to Alameda, retaliation, the tape around the tree, the empty site, sacrifice to the earth. Fractal infinite detail, our multiple futures, intuition, revulsion, wonder. The chaperone reads from Joan Ortalik's The Poetical Wager. What we make of events as we use language in the present, how we continuously create ethos of the way in which events are understood. Mundane facts of the poet's life, corals, the weather, the donut, all traces, cut-ups, trans operations, the object relays impulses. This is all to say, I need to emote, to receive, to get turned on, to heal, to use magic, to sleep, to contain, to make art, to intuit, to let something end. The chaperone continues reading. The present is, in fact, made out of residue of the past. What after that is there materially, but all that is after? Light takes time to travel to the eye across the space of a room. The speed of sound is slower still. All images are after this. It is their seduction and their terror. The distance they imply and traverse, the possible betrayal of one's senses. The chaperone is moving to Oakland. She drives across the country from Michigan to California with her mama. The chaperone is trying to quit smoking. The chaperone and her mama drive 9 hours every day for 3 days. They arrive in California and surrender their fruit. They go to IKEA and Target. They get into a fight about God. The chaperone and her mama have matching poppy tattoos. The mama's is on her thigh, and the chaperone has a poppy on her ankle. I run my finger over it. Its color has faded, green, orange, and black. The mama grieves and creates winter. The chaperone breaks bread and honors the mama, and is devoured, and so wanders in the field, which is green and well lit. Along its border, a forest with spindly trees, with leaves the lightest green, sort of invisible. These great chronos swallowed as each came forth from the womb to their mother's knees. The mama is in the forest searching. She leaves the sky and sits on a rock. She invites the chaperone to sit with her. They smile and reveal themselves to each other. They walk out of the forest into the field. There are roses, irises, and violets, crocuses, hyacinth, and the narcissus. The chaperone and the mama speak and gesture to one another in the field with great excitement and tenderness. The sun beats down on them. Their voices do not carry. They are alone. The mama covers the chaperone's eyes and speaks to the sky. She says, "Through the fruitless air with my eyes I saw nothing, for with your beams you look down from the bright upper air over all the earth and sea. Tell me truly, O my dear child, if you have seen her anywhere, what god or mortal has violently seized her against her will and mine and so made off?" The chaperone slips like a thief. She must first go halfway in infinite regress. She She appeals to your emotions by appearing to be real. She remains motionless, completed by the viewer. The shop girl finishes counting the drawers, stuffs the money in the green envelope. When she is finished, she might text her boss something like, total $1,653.15, or, hey, of course I can work for you tomorrow, take care of yourself, or, hey, is it possible that I can come in at 11 tomorrow instead of 10, or, hey, great sales day today, $1,200, or, hey there, busy day, $2,284.40, have a happy Saturday, or, hey, quick question regarding paycheck. I noticed my hourly wage is still the same. I just want to check in since at our last supervisor's meeting you said I'd be making $1 more from August. Just want to make sure I didn't understand. Need fire, kindled at dawn and active pleasantness, the shadow question, glimpses a thin crack of light in the imagination, the horizon, gazing at the past. The shop girl's work is almost done for the day. The dead have walked through the fire and become the smoke. She stokes the flame, she cries, she says to the dead, your mother misses you, you have died, you are here now, but she does not speak to freedom. Thank you.
Brittany Billmeyer-Finn, everyone. Last but not least, we are here to celebrate the debut novel of Andrew Bernal, Sleepwalking in Paradise. Please pick up a copy and please welcome Andrew.
I want to thank Jeff for inviting me to read tonight. Really appreciate it. It's great to be here. Everybody's laughing their faces. And I really need to update my sock collection. Just looking around here.
Your sock game's a little weak.
Yeah, if I don't know. Yeah. I'm reading from my novel. The thing about reading from a novel is you're always reading something that hasn't been set up and no one knows what it's about. They don't know who the characters are. They don't know that that line is actually a brilliant callback to something that came 3 chapters earlier. So I'm just going to go random page selection here. I have a random number generator on my phone. And Matthew, James, and Cosmo agreed to do your random selection for me by pushing the button. And if you would be so kind as to hit me with the first page.
227.
227, no. Hope there's no spoilers here. It's right at the end. All right.
Dude, I'm on 136.
Okay. Okay. 237?
227.
227, right. Just in the middle of the conversation here. Claiborne copy. Yes, by George. I think he's got it. Steve closed his eyes and leaned his forehead against the stainless steel frame around the elevator doors. The metal was cold and bracing. The dizziness subsided. He felt solid again, but he was panting, as if he'd just run a great distance. He took a deep breath and counted down from 10. Then Simon was there, shaking him. Stephen, for God's sakes, wake up. You don't want Mrs. Walker to catch you napping on your feet. Huh? Steve blinked. The corridor was busy with nurses and aides and forlorn visitors. He looked down to see his own hands. Everything was back to normal. What's the matter with you? Can't handle a double shift anymore? Where's Claiborne? Simon shrugged. Who? The son of the rich guy who died. Never mind him. You're waiting on the oxygen, room 317, remember? Steve scanned the hallway, saw a flash of the blue dress shirt at the far end. Cover for me. I beg your pardon? Stephen wanted to scream at Simon, but instead only quiet words came out of his mouth. Simon, I know we haven't always gotten along. If I've ever done anything to offend you, if I've ever shown you any kind of attitude, I apologize. I'm truly very sorry. I know I've been a real asshole in the past, and I hope you can forgive me. Simon stared wide-eyed. I know it's asking a lot, but please, could you please just cover for me this one time? Simon nodded. Sure, of course. Thanks, buddy. Steve turned and ran after Claiborne. One more. Actually, no.
232.
Oh, God. Did I set that thing up? Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Here this character is trying to chase down a homeless guy. Who lives alone. Tommy took a deep breath. What street are you on? Where are you? Not too sure. We're near the park. That much I know. Time to understand. What side of the park? Wait. Are you all right? Are you at the hospital or in the hospital? You mean like a patient? Man, I've never felt better in my whole life. For the first time, I really feel, well, you'll see soon enough. Where near the park, north or south? Come on, Johnny, get it together. The hospital had to be either University Medical or St. Mary's. Both were close to where Tommy had dropped him off only a couple hours before. South, but stay right there. I'll call you when I'm close. Tommy hung up and headed back to the table. He was at a restaurant that was in Long, or to be in Long. Carlotta and her parents stood up as he approached. Everything's taken care of. Carlotta's brow was tight with concern. Is Johnny all right? Stephanie beamed at Tommy. Carlotta was just telling us about the volunteer work we do with the homeless. I just think it's wonderful. There for the grace of God and all that. Carlotta hooked her arm around Tommy's. It's like the Big Brother program, where the volunteers sort of sponsor a specific homeless person and help them integrate back into society. Tommy's been working with one fellow, a very nice man named Johnny, a Vietnam veteran. Bert nodded approvingly. Very good. Tommy was impressed with Carlotta's gift for invention. Yes, well, you know. Look, I hate to rush off, but Johnny's in a bit of a bind. His brother is in the hospital, and Johnny was arrived. It's way across town, and you know, he's homeless. It's hard to get a cab. Of course, Stephanie took Carlotta's hand. Honey, why don't you let us take you back home while Tommy has his friend?
11.
11. Thank you. Not 233. Okay. The toaster rang, and out flew the bagel half, charred and smoking onto the counter. Shit! Tommy stood onto a plate, his fingers smarting. He's on the phone. Everything under control over there? Carrie asked. Yeah. Tommy blew on his fingertips. Did he say what it was about? The cop? Yeah, he did. He said to tell you they're on you. They identified you from security footage from that pie throwing incident in '96. You are so busted. Tommy almost believed her. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ha! He flinched for a minute. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. Now, why did you really call? It's something about a homeless guy who wants to go pick him up. Pick up? As in bail out? What homeless guy? You mentioning names? Jimmy something. Jimmy Rowe? I don't know. That's a Grateful Dead song, Carrie. Then it registered when Tommy saw him. A tall, lean mountain man with a bright smile and a silver beard. The image was so strong, Tommy felt like he was right there in the break room with him. Well, I'm Johnny Ray? That's it, Johnny Ray. Anyway, can you call this cop back? He left his cell number. Tommy wrote down the number. After all these years, Johnny had resurfaced. Tommy didn't know what to think and hoped that his old friend wasn't in too much trouble. Wow, I can't believe it. Who is he? This homeless guy I used to know in Coal Valley, back in the day.
55.
We've done two digits here. All right. Last one. Tommy snorted. You're crazy if you expect me to go rooting around the hospital. I got a real job, you know. I don't have time for this bullshit. Easy there, Fido. Take a deep breath and count to 10. Don't worry about that part. I know a guy. What do you mean you know a guy? Carrie chuckled. The less you know, the better. I know this guy, a researcher who deals in medical information. He can find whatever we need. You're kidding me. Do you want his number? Are you up for this? That was a good question. What was Tommy's interest here? The story? The very premise was too shaky and hard original. Mystical prophets in the park. San Francisco had more than its share, ranging from harmless acid-dripping Zen meisters like Stephen Gaskin to truly dangerous revival nut jobs like Jim Jones. They weren't all bad, mostly cases of too much acid mixed with too little understanding of Eastern philosophy. It might work as a feel-good feature, a summer of love retrospective. Just so you can still hear great jazz in North Beach, you can still find chemical lightning in Haight-Ashbury. Tommy reminded himself that he wasn't even a journalist anymore. Not that he was ever much of one. Unlike Carrie, Tommy hadn't been inspired by Watergate and Woodward and Bernstein to study journalism. She was the one with framed photos of Hunter S. Thompson and I.F. Stone on her desk. Tommy was the one who'd become a corporate copywriter, and he had a rush assignment waiting back in the office. He wanted to tell Carrie that if she wanted a story, she'd have to write it herself. But instead he said, sure, email me his number. I'll call him later. In the end, they decided that Tommy, would follow through and nurse the so-called researcher. He intended to pay him in trade, as she'd done before. All right.
Andrew, would you go? So we have lots of really cool books up there. We have some refreshments and some wine. Zach reminded me to at least $5, so you should have a both on your way out. We have copies of Americans. We have copies of Sleepwalking in Paradise. We're going to be back here the first Saturday in November. Claire Chafee, Holly Hardy, Sarah Kabrinsky, Jacques Rancourt, Ethel Rohan, Austin Smith, and musician Hal Tran. You all have to come back. I'll see you then.